I was having a good day. And then I forgot to set my face. And then it was hot as donkey dick. And so part of my eyebrow has migrated away from me and onto one of the many napkins I had to use to stop my face from shining like a glistening pig. So I'm kind of mad, kind of not feeling on my best, but it doesn't matter because I have something to fucking say. So, coming here on 98%, let's be real. And I just want to get it together, okay? Because I see a lot of things and I want to just make a broad statement. This is important. Let niggas be bitter, okay? Let niggas be mad, all right? Let folks be upset. Let folks vent. Let folks fucking pop off. Let niggas be mad. Let folks be vexed, okay? Let folks be feeling some type of fucking way. And let folks have the space to say that shit. And let folks go the fuck in on what the fuck they're mad about and oppressed by, okay? Because I see a lot of people shaming folks, a lot of folks coming at folks who are, again, maybe not strong in healing, maybe not strong in positive reinforcement, but maybe positively reinforcing that their trauma is not in vain and that they're going to speak when they get stomped on, that they're going to call out for help when they're feeling like things are getting to be too much, when things are piling up. I want folks to feel like that's not something that we should even be debating about. If a nigga is bitter, if a nigga is mad about some shit, if a nigga is feeling jelly, if a nigga is feeling in ways, hurt by a lack of support, but yet seeing so much support over yonder for a more privileged person, let niggas be mad at that. Us being upset doesn't take away from any kind of positive shit you're seeing in the situation. But the fact that you want to stop folks and you want to silence folks from feeling the ways that they naturally are feeling and taking away their autonomy, taking away their ability to say, you know what, let me record a video, let me write down my thoughts, let me compile how I feel. Why are we going to take those things away from folks who are underprivileged and who are fucking oppressed? Why are we going to take away mediums that serve to not only perpetuate this idea that what is happening is not okay, but this ability to commiserate with other folks? If I didn't make videos about the pain and the trauma I went through, who knows, where I would be right now. But I know because I was strong enough and brave enough to say, you know what, I don't want to suffer in silence. I want to kind of get my thoughts out there. I want to get my hurt out there. I want to commiserate. I want to be supported. Because I made that step, I met so many people, and I'm so thankful and I'm so blessed that people really come out and show out for me. That people really come to me and say, you know what, girl, I wasn't really feeling myself. I wasn't really loving me, but I seen you and I love me now. Because all I did was, pop for me. I popped out for myself. I was like, you know what, I can't be quiet no more. And if you heard me and you said, you know what, bitch, me too. Bitch, I can't be quiet no more. Bitch, I'm not feeling like I have, any more spoons to deal with this. I'm not feeling like I have any more all right? I'm at can't level. So if that's the case, I want folks to feel like that space is real and exists. And I just keep seeing folks, voicing their opinions, voicing their hurts, talking about their trauma, and people just really not holding them through that. I wonder what that means. You know what I mean? I wonder what that means when we say we can't hold you through this trauma. You're triggering me by talking about you being triggered by something. What are we doing when we shut people down who are trying to transcend, a theory? Transcending by being one-on-one on the ground with the bullshit and explaining their experiences. And I'm more so talking about, Ashley Shackelford, Ashley the Lion on Instagram. She posted a status talking about, Black power and what it means to humanize white folks, and white folks having partnerships specifically with Black femme people. And just so many folks feeling like because Ashley dared to share, her experiences with dating a white person and being abused by that white person and admitting that there is validation in dating white folks, that there is privilege in dating white folks, that there is support and safety in dating white folks. So many Black femme folks got upset and were saying how Black cis men are not available to date. And I just felt like it was more of the same heteronormative, cis-centered bullshit where we're not acknowledging that there are so many folks out here that are black and don't identify as men, or don't identify as cis men. But even folks that identify as black cis men that are not problematic, that are not abusive, that are not traumatic towards their partners. You know what I mean? So I feel like in ways I just wanted to let it be known that I really feel like if we're going to be calling folks out who are so strong and steadfast in letting folks know, no, this is trauma, and calling out bullshit and calling out fuckery, if we're going to tell those folks, you know what I mean, we're not holding you, we're not listening to you, we need to acknowledge that that's triggering as fuck and that that's isolating as fuck. Because so many times I've told my truth and folks felt like my truth was somehow hindering their truth, that their truth couldn't exist while my truth existed. And I feel like that's really fucked up, that we can't understand that life is layered, that oppression is complex, and that we all out here have had different experiences, but to shut us down when we're making a statement about self is very silencing. And I feel like only hurts our community and only makes us feel that much more isolated in our thoughts, be them problematic or not, be them triggering or not. That freedom that we need to be able to grow within each other, to be able to cultivate this community of conversation. It's so important. It's so young. I feel like it's so young that we are able to connect on such a level. And I feel like to shut folks down, to use the comments to tell folks, no, you're wrong because I'm right. That just reinforces that there's no subjectivity, that we're all experiencing the same shit. And if I don't experience something to the degree that you're suffering, or rather, if I don't experience something to the degree you're experiencing it, that, you know, that I just don't have no place to speak. And I feel like in ways, because our experiences are so wayward, so interconnected, and yet also so differing, but yet defining, I feel like we need to have more space to be able to say how we fucking feel about a situation and not have folks feel like my feel is gonna fuck up your feel. Because your feel's still valid. No matter what I say, how you truly feel matters. And I hope that you use the comment section to say how you feel without trying to shut folks down, without trying to make people feel like they don't have community anymore because they're not adhering to the ways that you're adhering to anti-blackness or white supremacy. Because we all have survival tactics and strategies and ways that we want to move and just exist and be seen, but also be held. And I think that we need to, you know, hold more space for that. Hold more space for the reality that this is a human. That we get dehumanized so much that we really have to superhumanize ourselves, and we really have to look out for each other, especially as black folks, especially as as gender non-conforming folks, as black folks who are queer, as black folks who are, you know, non-able-bodied, as folks who are trans, are transmasculine, are transfeminine, folks that are non-conforming, all of these folks that exist under the black umbrella, we need to be accounted for. So I feel like we need to really think about what we say when we talk about only black cis men, when we're talking about desire politics, and what it means, you know, to be seemingly talking about a broad spectrum of anti-blackness, you know, to be talking about what it means to throw away black partners because white partners seemingly understand more or carry less trauma to hold us more as black folks. I think we really need to assess the ways that white folks do have more access to love us than our own folks, because we have been traumatized and we have been hurt and we have not been able to have victimhood despite being victims many times over. So I want us to marinate on that. I want us to talk. I want to add some links, you know, some videos. I want to show Ashley's video because I really want to get her on YouTube, y'all. She's amazing. I love her thoughts. I love the way that she just comes through and she just says her piece. So I really do want to share her video. That really triggered me to say this because I felt like a lot of folks weren't listening to an experience that was not only traumatic, but it was very insightful in the ways that white partnerships do kind of, you know, make us a little bit more susceptible, a little bit more open to white fragility, a little bit more open to white supremacy, to kind of leak in and kind of control us in those ways. So I really do want to keep on engaging in this dialogue, and I really do want us to talk about desire politics and what it means for us to hold more space for white folks, and it means that for us to hold more and what it means for us to hold more space for white folks than we do for our own damn folks, despite them being black cis men or black trans folks or black non-conforming folks or black women What does it mean, you know what I mean, to say that white folks treat me better, that white folks care about me more, that white folks support me more? What does that mean about the histories of trauma that we want to acknowledge? You know, no one, I don't think a lot of people say that shit without acknowledging, you know what I mean, the realities of what they've gone through. You know, no one says black folks have treated me worse without experiencing anti-blackness from other black folks. No one says those things. So I just feel like we need to hold space for a lot of folks in our community. It's important. And I care for y'all, and I really appreciate y'all for just holding space for me, because I feel like sometimes I say things and folks aren't really feeling it. But I appreciate the fact that when folks try to shut me down, folks are like, you know what, you can have your own opinion, but don't come for her face, don't come for her looks, don't come for her like that.